All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Extra Innings Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Rodriguez, and today we have a little bit of a different kind of video. I don't think I've done this before. So I was kind of going through trying to find things that I wanted to talk about today. I had a couple topics that made it to the phone, and then I thought I was kind of surfing through some news headlines and stuff like that, and I saw that MLB I guess for the first time I've seen it as of now. Obviously, still early for MVP votes, but they've got their latest MVP poll that shows that there's a battle brewing in the National League. So that's what they reported here. I haven't talked about MVPs at all yet. I still think it's way too early, but they've got polls. So I kind of want to react to some of these polls. So we're going to look at these and see what people are thinking, or at least, yeah, I mean, what people are thinking. People have been voted on these guys. So looks like I haven't seen these yet. I waited to read the article specifically for this because I wanted to kind of react to it in real time. But on the cover of this article, we got on the AL, we've got Henderson, Tucker, and Soto. And then in the NL, we have, of course, Ohtani, Betts, and it looks like William Contreras. So, okay, so it's been 25 years since two teammates finished first and second, which I'm assuming is Betts and Ohtani, just by judging off this picture here. So let's get into it. We're going to start with, we're starting with American League. So the number one vote for American League is Juan Soto with 28 first place votes. Okay, so let's see. Soto at one's not bad. I mean, Soto's been going off. There's no question. I mean, he's been hitting well. Let me pull I have his stats. Let me see if I can get his stats here. Okay, so oh wow, he's played in every game so far. That's something I didn't even know. He scored the sixth fewest last year. Now he's one of the highest scorers for the Yankees. I mean, obviously between the Yankees, between you got Judge, especially right now with the time, like with how well, Judge started off very slow. That was like, Judge isn't playing like Judge, and all of a sudden Judge is just absolutely, his May has been insane. How he was not on here, I don't know, because Judge has been absolutely tearing it up. But Juan Soto playing in all 48 games, that's pretty impressive. He hasn't taken a day yet. All 48 games, slashing 311, 411, 552, 11 homers, 37 ribbies, and has more walks than strikeouts. I mean, by one. That's one thing about these big sluggers, man. They're going to strike out quite a bit. But he has 32 walks, 31 strikeouts. But no doubt that Juan Soto is a key aspect, a dude that's just absolutely tearing it up for the Yankees right now. But honestly, the Yankees themselves altogether are playing really well. So that's interesting. So one, we have Juan Soto, 28 votes. Self-explanatory there, I think. Number two is Kyle Tucker, obviously the Astros, 6 first place votes. So obviously, I've talked about Tucker a couple times now. There's actually a video I did yesterday on him that I didn't have time to put it out, but I'm gonna put it out today with the whole cleats thing and the superstition there. But Kyle Tucker is now in second place. I think he has either 12 or 13 homers. Gunnar Henderson's in first with 15. Really just took it by storm. Marcell Ozuna still in third. For a while, it was them three tied. It was Ozuna, Henderson, and Tucker. Now it's kind of spreading apart a little bit. But Tucker, dude, along with Altuve, I thought Altuve might have been on this, but Tucker's been way hotter as of late. Honestly, if you've seen anything on the Astros, he is the key piece to their lineup right now, no question. But he's leading with. Oh no, he has 15 now. Woo! He's tied for the MLB league. Okay, so as of when I saw on Sunday, 2 days ago, he had 13. But now with 15, he's tied with Henderson. Dude, this dude is on a freaking tear. Jesus. I think Kyle Tucker might need to look up more votes. Let's see. He's leading the league 15 home runs, leads the AL in on base percentage at 417 and in slugging over 46 games. So he's played in 46 of about 48 to 49. Hot lately. That's an understatement. Batting 326, 491, 907 with 7 homers and 12 RBIs over the past 13 games. So, and this is something I've talked about. And this was one of the topics which I might actually save for tomorrow. Is that if these guys keep playing like this, I mean, you can't really kiss the Astros like goodbye just yet because a lot of people are writing them off saying, "Oh, their season's cooked." Yada, yada, yada. But hey, dude, if these guys keep doing some shit like this, the Astros aren't going away like we think they are. So be careful on that one. Wow, only 2. Okay, this one's a little shocking considering everything I just said about Gunnar Henderson and Kyle Tucker. Number 3, Gunnar Henderson, Orioles. 2 first place votes. Okay, okay, I'm a little only 2. He's playing like a freaking superstar on only 2 votes. So, okay, obviously the Orioles, I say O's like it's just like habit, are loaded with a lot of young talent. Like I've said it's a million times, like the Orioles are one team that has a bunch of young dudes that play like they're a veteran team. They have that much talent. It doesn't look like anyone's ever shocked. So he won the obviously Gunnar Henderson Rookie of the Year last year, and now he's gotten even better. Right, he's even better than he was last year. Okay, so this doesn't make sense. Hold on, where are the home run leaders? Because this either is an outdated article, because it says that in the article right above it says that Kyle Tucker and Henderson are tied at 15. This must have been written a little bit later. Let's see. Pitching, batting leaders. Okay, home runs. Okay, so they're actually not tied. I guess when this article was written, so they're not tied. Kyle Tucker has 15, Ozuna with 14, Judge with 13, but Henderson is still in the lead at 16. So take that what you will. Henderson has 16 home runs. Kyle Tucker has 15. Let's see. On base percentage of 946, 132 points raised from his Rookie of the Year stat. So Henderson, no slouch. Obviously, I think that, in the grand scheme of everything, I think Kyle Tucker is still technically hitting the ball a little bit better, though Henderson is obviously dropping more tanks. I said this yesterday in the podcast. I don't think that you can really put Gunnar Henderson in the same boat as Kyle Tucker, which makes sense because Kyle Tucker is a more power hitter, in my opinion. Gunnar Henderson, for his Rookie of the the year before that, showed a lot more displays of contact. He's a leadoff hitter. He's more of a leadoff hitter. He's a contact base on base kind of guy. He's not really a slugger, if you will, though making a name for, maybe he changes his outlook on everything and he becomes a slugger after this year. Maybe next year he doesn't bat leadoff. I don't know. But right now, if you look at stats to where we are now, Kyle Tucker is more of the slugger while Gunnar Henderson is dropping tanks, but is more of a leadoff base hit kind of guy. So I can see why they're kind of separating them a little bit. Obviously, Tucker more time in the league, all that. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this, but not a bad third place. I mean, that's not bad. Only 2 first place votes. I thought he'd have more, to be honest. And of course, I knew this one. I said it earlier. I thought he'd be on here because he wasn't on the picture. But of course, 4 Aaron Judge with 3 first place votes. As I'm saying, he had a horrible start to the year. I thought we might be in trouble, but the good thing was we had the Astros had. I mean, the Yankees had so much, other tools and other pieces in that lineup that Judge struggling, because when he started the season, from the start of the season to May 2nd here, he batted 197, 331, 393. That is rough. That's a rough start, especially for someone who's hit, who's set the home run record, who hits fucking bombs, and he's fucking the captain and Judge, right? Batting a $197 is pretty rough. But since May 2nd, it's May 21st now. So since May 2nd, for the past 15 games, he's hitting 431, which is 22 for 51, 7 bombs, 9 doubles, 14 RBIs, and a 1.580 OPS. Now that is Aaron Judge right there, guys. Now he ranks second in all AL qualifiers. He's at 980 OPS on the year, which is 1 behind Tucker. So, dude, Judge is no slouch either. I mean, all these players, obviously so far we had, Soto, Tucker, Henderson, and Judge are all dudes making a shit ton of noise. Obviously, all just absolutely on fire right now. So I think that this is kind of I'd say it's a 3-way tie here, because number 5 is Bobby Witt Jr., who shows a lot of promise, who has a lot of talent, who's another one of those young guys who's going to be probably a legend as time progresses. But right now, just not in the same boat as those guys. But number 5 is Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. If you haven't heard of him, go freaking look him up. I've said this a million times. His A2000, his glove of the month that came out last year. Dude's got some absolute, what do they call it? They call Riz these days, or sweat, whatever you want to call it. The dude's got it. He's a monster, man. So Witt, not as on the same, I guess, still playing extremely well, just not to the level of some of these other guys. Batting 296, 356, 511. With obviously his insane defensive work, and he's fast as shit. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, so this is what they're saying. So though he's batting 296, he is on these guys say, a power outage. That's pretty lame to say that. That's corny as hell. 1 homer in his past 35 games. but he hits the ball well. So I think that's a power outage. Come on, man. Dude's going on a 35 game. He's still hitting the ball well. He's almost batting 300. But obviously, when compared to Tucker and these other guys, that's notably lower, right? So 2 first place votes for Bobby Witt Jr., but those are your 5 MVP, at least in the polls so far this year. You have Soto 1, Kyle Tucker 2, Henderson 3, Judge 4, Bobby Witt 5, and then some notable features. They do throw some notables on here. We've got Salvador Perez. Why Salvador Perez is not talked about more as one of the more elite catchers in baseball, I'll never understand. I don't get it. Adley Rutschman, okay. Ryan Jeffers, okay. Altuve, he's always good, but when compared to Tucker, it's not close right now, at least right now. Because at the beginning of the year, before Tucker really got his shit rolling, Altuve was the shining light in the Astros lineup when there was really nothing else. Jose Ramirez, the Guardians, been hitting the ball well. Steven Kwan, dude, has been going off. Simeon, Lugo. Lugo's pitched the ball really well. Okay, so that's all AL. Should be a fairly short episode. We're just going to talk about these guys today, guys. So now into the National League, which, of course, leading in all votes, apparently. Mookie Betts with 23 first place votes. Now, obviously, Mookie Betts, being as expendable as you could possibly be as a ball player. I mean, going from outfield your entire career to be like, hey, we need you to play short, and then just absolutely making plays like a Gold Glover would at shortstop is absolutely nuts. And he's 31, so he's over the age of 30. It's incredible. It's insane. Obviously, he won the AL MVP in 2018 when the Red Sox won it, which was that was his year, man. He's finished in NL voting twice in 2020 and in 2023. And since he's joined the Dodgers, I'm reading off there's his stat line here. Since joining the Dodgers, which was in 2020, I think, he has led with a 3.4 WAR and is hitting 337 with 8 homers, 8 steals, 40 runs, and a 988 OPS over 48 games. Another guy who's not missed a game yet. Very impressive, man. Yeah, so Mookie Betts, obviously, I would argue a lot of people are saying that Ohtani's the best player in baseball, yada, yada. But, dude, I would say, honestly, that Mookie Betts is when it comes to athleticism and power and everything combined into one player, Mookie Betts is the ultimate fucking baseball player. And I tell people this all the time. He is probably the best baseball player. I made a reel about it forever ago. I think he's the best baseball player in the world right now, hands down. I mean, dude, the stats, just him being able to do all the things he can do from outfield to slugging to playing shortstop is impressive. So Mookie Betts won, totally deserved, not even close. And of course, obviously, with the headline of it, the first 2 teammates 1 and 2, Ohtani's number 2. He's only 1 vote behind Mookie Betts, so it was almost a tie. So take with that what you will, but obviously Ohtani's not pitching this year. And there's a big discussion, which I'll probably dive into tomorrow now because I made a little short video about it. But a lot of people are asking, a lot of people are talking, should Ohtani ever pitch again? It's an honest question because obviously he came here with the intention to be both. Throwing 100 miles an hour, as science keeps coming out, is not good for the arm, and it's not good for the longevity of your baseball career. So should he just be a hitter? Should he maybe transition to an outfielder and be a position player? I wouldn't put it past that he can't do it. He's extremely athletic, so we'll have to dig into that another day. But obviously needing elbow surgery or whatever, or he's recovering from an elbow surgery that wasn't Tommy John. But he's still slugging, still playing extremely well. He's off to this is the best start he's had in his career since coming to obviously first year with the Dodgers, the last 2 with the Angels. He's batting .353, slugging .658, and has a 1.081 OPS, 66 hits, and total bases he has 123, and he's second in the NL in home runs with 13. And he actually has 11 steals, 11 stolen bases, which is not horrible either. Interesting. So obviously Ohtani number 2, one of the better baseball players, obviously a Dodger. Nothing else. Like I said, we'll talk about Ohtani another time because we can go on about Ohtani. So number 2, Shohei Ohtani. 3, William Contreras, one of the best catchers in baseball at the moment. Sad his brother got his arm absolutely obliterated, but still, 26-year-old slugging .341, only has 7 home runs for a catcher. 7 home runs is not bad, on par with most. 37 RBIs, 954 OPS over 46 games. Wow. And he's caught more, obviously, at 46 games this season. I knew the minute I read the 46, he's caught more innings than anybody else in MLB. So Yeah. And if you factor in 8 starts as a designated hitter, he hasn't taken a game off all year. So in some capacity, he's been in the lineup for the Brewers. Obviously, the Brewers are not, I mean, they're not a bad team. They're working on some stuff. They got Yelich, they got a couple other pieces. The Brewers are no joke, man. The Brewers are good, and William Contreras is as good as they come. Like I've said, he's played in every game in some capacity, whether that's DH or whether that's behind the dish, and he's caught more innings than anybody else. Well deserving of that third place spot there. And obviously, I knew eventually, obviously going off the picture, he was in the picture, but Elly De La Cruz, number 4, shortstop for the Reds, has 1 first place vote. He hasn't hit the ball well. I mean, he's hit the ball okay. He hasn't hit the ball as well as I'd like him to. But the dude on defense, the dude stealing bags, just get him on base. He can hit the ball. He can hit a ground ball and a little bit in the gaps between the 3 and 4 gaps, the 5 and 6 gaps. He can hit it in there and probably has a shot to make it. That's how fast this guy is. But we're not when it comes to Elly De La Cruz. The hitting is decent. He hits the ball decently, though he's cooled a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Defense is solid, but we're not talking about when it comes to his talent and his specifics of what he's good at. We're not even going to talk about either of those things. It's how many bags he's going to steal. Like I said in a past video or a past podcast, the dude I watched him stole 4 bags against the Dodgers with ease. I mean, it wasn't even close. Steals 4 bags. I'm thinking he's going to steal over 100 bags this year. He's on pace. If he's got 30 plus already, it's May 21st, and he keeps up this pace. Granted, he's healthy and everything throughout the year. He'll steal over 100 bags, and he'll beat Ronald Acuna. He'll beat everybody. And right now, he's leading by a landslide, and it ain't even close. Obviously, Ronald Acuna had that last year, but he's not really doing anything this year. He's really off. They've been talking about it for a long time, how he's not really performing the Ronald Acuna way. So Elly De La Cruz is going to have to come on here. But I'm thinking, in all honesty, he's going to have – they're saying 4,100. I think that's a little bit much. 40 home runs, 100 stolen bags. I think that's a bit much. If I had to really put a realistic guess on this, I would say Elly De La Cruz, well deserved at the 4th spot, considering his hitting and everything, along with the stolen bag, because that's really what put him on this list is how well he's stealing bags. I'd say he's anywhere between 25 and 30 home runs and 85 to 100 bags is a good spot. I think he'd be in that area, but he's a threat, dude. He's a threat on the base paths. Like, you might as well just let him get to 3rd and see what happens because he's going to steal it anyway. Save your arm. All right, and number 5, we've got Marcell Ozuna. I knew they had to put a Brave on here. They had to put one on here, whether that was Olsen. Obviously, Riley's down. So they had to put one on here. Obviously, Marcell Ozuna is I think he's either 5th or 4th in home runs. For a while, he was leading the league until some of these other guys started heating up. But right now, he actually had a tied record for the homers and led in baseball runs scored last season. So Ozuna's been good. His off the field stuff, we won't talk about that because he's kind of been a scumbag at sometimes. But Ozuna in 2023 had a great year. He's even better this year. Last year he finished with 40 home runs, 100 RBIs, and a 905 OPS. Now he has produced 14 home runs. So he's got 43 RBIs over 44 games, and he's batting .327, .405, .642. Not bad. Good for a 5th spot. Obviously, the Braves have one of the most well-rounded lineups in baseball. Ozuna is a really big piece of that, along with, a bunch of, whether it's Arcia, whether that's, Ronald Acuna Jr., whether that's, they have Matt Olson, they had Matt Riley. He's hurt, he's down, but there's plenty of other pieces to be excited about. And Ozuna, like I said, definitely one of the best hitters, at least best performing at the moment. So well-deserving. Obviously, you have to put a Brave in there because with how good the Braves are, there's got to be a piece in there that's well above everybody else, which happens to be Ozuna. So take with that what you will, though. They have been scuffling pretty bad lately. We're going to have to see where the Braves end up because they do have a great lineup, win healthy, win in full force. So we will see. But thanks for listening, guys. Just a quick one. But before I even do that, let me recap. I recapped the AL. So for the NL, we have number 1, Betts, obviously. 2, obviously, Ohtani. 3, William Contreras with the Brewers. 4, Elly De La Cruz. And 5, Marcell Ozuna. So in all honesty, guys, what I think about this, I kind of agree. I can't really sit here and say anything else. Obviously, the 1 and 2 are, you're not going to, who are you going to argue with on that? 1 and 2, Shohei and Betts. That's a wrap. It's easy. William Contreras, obviously leading with the most innings caught. Agree there. I mean, Elly De La Cruz. All these are justified. It's hard for me to disagree with these. The 5 spot probably could have gotten tossed up between whoever because Ozuna's doing well, but obviously hitting the best out of everybody, and the Braves are the Braves. So that fits the mold perfectly there. But can't say I disagree with either of these. AL the same, Judge and Soto and Henderson, all well deserving, Tucker deserving. That all makes sense. It all makes sense. It's really hard to argue with these sometimes because it's all stat based and it's all votes. Obviously, you're not going to vote for some dude just batting 100 or batting nothing, right? So well deserved. But thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna try to get a breakdown done today for YouTube. I've been wanting to do one. It's a Yankee one. Happened this past weekend. It was really heads up play. So I'm really wanting to make a breakdown of that. So I'll see if I can do that. But thanks for listening, guys. We should have more short form content on all socials today. So be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the above. Like, subscribe, follow on YouTube. Got plenty of stuff coming, guys. But we will see you guys tomorrow, whether we talk about the Astros or Ohtani. We have plenty of content for tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next one.